Addressing the conference of the university students, the President of India said, I am very happy that you have given me this opportunity to speak to you about all things which we are facing today. I am sure you will not misunderstand me if I talk to you quite freely. We are living today in the midst of a turmoil. All over the world, there is unrest, oppression, and aggression. Many people suffer for the greed and ambitions of the few. We are meeting here to discuss the problems confronting us. I therefore feel that we must bear in mind the conditions prevailing not only in our own country but also the world at large. If we are to go ahead, we must understand the full implications of all those forces which are at work in the world. The time has come when every man and woman, boy and girl has got to take the decision on which side he or she is going to line up. Are you going to side with the forces that suppress and exploit the weak, or are you going to throw in your weight with those who work for humanity and justice? It is no longer possible for us to sit on the fence as spectators of the world drama. Each one of us is an actor and has a role to play, and it is for each one of us to decide whether we are going to play that part ill or well. During the last few years, there has been a great misconception in the minds of our students as to their outlook and conduct in life. This led to many things which have definitely lowered the prestige of the student community of India. When I say this, I am in no spirit of criticism. It is not at all my intention. I am only making some suggestions which you may or may not accept. I have seen with growing dismay that our students have lost all sense of discipline and restraint. I found that some of the demonstrations staged by them recently have been out of all proportion to the grievances protested against. In many instances, even their patriotism has been, in my opinion, wrongly demonstrated, as a result of which they have weakened their own forces and those of others whom they sought to help. I would therefore suggest that, as a preliminary to any work contemplated by the students, they should immediately start to discipline themselves for the work ahead. I am of the firm opinion that no discipline imposed from outside can be of any value. What is now required is the discipline imposed from within. I have no doubt that you will impose this voluntarily as soon as we realize how far it will lead you towards the goal you aim at. You stand today on the threshold of life. The world is open for you to conquer, not by the force of arms but by the force of love and service to humanity. For this purpose, you must first of all conquer yourselves and go forward with humility to take part in creating a better order. The world is passing through a period of agony. It is on the brink of war, and any war that comes to us will not be confined to the people who fight it. I hope you will agree with me that it will be a means of spreading misery, destruction, and death to countless millions who have had no say whatsoever in bringing about the war. In the midst of all darkness and chaos which we find in the world today, the one encouraging and hopeful sign is the emergence of a group of men and women who have been able to see the vision of the world united and, in spite of danger and difficulty, are trying to translate their ideals into action. It is a happy sign that there is a growing realization on the part of all thinking people that the world is one and that there must be one standard of justice and freedom for all human beings. India today stands on the threshold of a new era, a more glorious era than any that has gone before. Before ushering into it, each one of us will have to contribute our bit towards the ultimate achievement. In this new chapter of history, we must begin by changing our attitude towards all those fundamentals of life. Among other things, we must change our concept of education. Owing to many years of foreign rule, we have come to accept without question a policy of education which was designed to keep us in subjugation. The training we have received has not taught us to understand life and our share in it. To go to college or school has become a routine for the girl or boy, and no one bothers to think what the result will be. Just going to school or college is not sufficient. What a boy or girl gets out of school will depend upon what he or she can put into it. This is the fundamental aspect which we have to take into consideration. What is required today is to learn to live for the country. We need to check our standards continually. To have standards and not to become standardized is the art of living. I wish that every boy and girl in this country should learn this. I have no sympathy for those young men who are unable to give their best to the work they do. I would appeal to you, my young friends, to feel that you will soon be the citizens of this great country and lay within yourselves the foundations of strength and service which alone will help you and our country along the road to advancement. It is only through work that we discover our weakness and strength. It is through work alone we can realize ourselves and make others realize what we are. If the foundations of your life are truly laid, the great joy will be yours. With these few words, I thank you all for giving me this beautiful opportunity to speak to you this evening and share some of my thoughts with you.